situation, do you feel that he would look at his mother differently and embrace Howard, or because he's been with Raquel for so long, he really doesn't care about Howard?
You know what I think? That's a really interesting question. I feel like there's a balance that's not structured because, even like you said, just watching a slow disintegration of the relationship that is our show, you're taking, you're not in disintegration, just the evolution of the relationship. You notice Kanan tries to, he wasn't a certain way now, with holding certain information. Later down the line, we understand why certain things doesn't change. Stack certain things against him. And you see that with how she sends him to shoot out. We're not even going to get into the fact that that's his father. It's the fact that she's painted this picture that this man, this cop, is trying to ruin everything that, she's worked so hard for. And that's all that Kanan cares about in that moment. There definitely is a slight interest in wanting to know, he's still trying to figure out who his father is. Trying to figure out who himself is, because that's a part of your identity essentially is your upbringing, who you were around, and you kind of, I think he inadvertently, or he has these expectations that he feels like he needs to live up to. So having that wrench kind of thrown at him, I think will definitely change something. Do I know when that happens? Yeah, no, not at all. I can't wait to see myself, because again, as a fan of the show, getting to watch all of this unfold is an entirely different process from getting to, be a part of building as the average parent.
Right. Now, the show did they paid very close attention when Raquel gave you, Kanan, specific instructions when killing Howard. It was 2 in the chest, 1 in the head. Was that deliberate, or would you blame that on because you think someone else is watching?
Well, I mean, we did see 2 shots in that shot.
Yes.
Where that second shot landed, we don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see. But I think there was definitely the squeeze of the trigger at point blank range is an entirely different thing from just spraying on the corner like they were earlier that season. Just that whole scene, I feel like you're watching Kanan process and think and try to figure out, this is actually what's happening. It's actually what he wants to do. If he's going to go through with it. That's kind of the whole, just overall mindset and mind frame where he was in that moment. I feel like it might have been a deliberate thing, because again, squeezing the trigger, that's difficult enough. So to have to do it 2 more times to ensure, it's definitely still, you got to talk yourself up to that.
Right. When Kanan did the first killing, kind of on the street corner, it was something that was quick and easy, but we did see there be like a subconscious, you're still shaken about the whole situation. And you were shaken about when you learned about Raquel and how she was involved with D-Wiz. And then you have this scene where you kill or attempt to kill Howard, we don't know yet. Do you feel that this is a full growth of the character of how he views what needs to be done in this environment? Because he still seems shaken up. Okay.
Absolutely. I feel like throughout every episode, you kind of watch Kanan, even though he's still doing goofy stuff and messing up, you watch him mature in a way. You see him start to understand more and more the ins and outs of what happens, and the real grit, the stuff that Raquel was trying to protect him from. And he takes it in and processes it in his own way. Yeah, I think it was absolutely a deliberate type of, move.
Now, we have to talk about the character's relationship with Jukebox. We know what happens in the end. But at this moment, they seem to be, they're tight, they love each other no matter what, and they don't turn on each other so far. What would you say for Kanan? What does Jukebox means to him?
Jukebox is his world. That's his best friend. That's his confidant. When he has nobody else to turn to, that's the person he bounces ideas off of. Because one, she's in his age group, but she also, even though they're the same age, has an entirely different perspective on this world as well. So she's able to offer him information and, just even thought processes that he really might not have been able to see in that moment himself. You know, they really grew up together, even though they're cousins. They're basically brother and sister, and that's kind of, you know, one of the tightest bonds you can have, especially growing up in this wild ass world. You know, your family's all you have, and that's another reason Kanan is so loyal and passionate about, you know, his family, is because it's literally been them against the world for his entire existence, and everything and everybody trying to, you know, intercept that. So Kanan and Juke's relationship is like, it almost is more important than I would say Kanan and Rock's relationship, because, you know, she's also, you know, Jukebox is also kind of like the second part of his brain, and vice versa. You know, they're bouncing ideas off each other. This is how they can find one another in such a crazy space. So yeah, Juke is everything. As Kanan said, Juke everything. You know, like.
Yes. So I know you haven't seen the scripts yet. You don't know what's really going on. But what would you, as an actor, love to take in from the journey of playing Kanan into season 2?
Man, honestly, I'm just enjoying the natural arc that Sasha and the whole team has set up, because we know where he landed, we know how Kanan turned out, but to unpack that story and how to find different events that, you know, shape him into the person we saw it's been enjoyable enough. I wouldn't know what to ask for to make or turn this character into what we saw in the original Power. That's literally experiencing it for the first time as he will be.
Right. Now, there was a scene when Raquel is teaching Kanan how to shoot, and you give that little smile, and it seems like you're a little psychopath. You just seem so happy inside when you're shooting. I was wondering, what is it in that scene that you would say brought Kanan so much joy? Was it the bonding with his mother? Was it the actual shooting? Was it like, hey, I get to kill people, maybe?
I don't think in that moment he realized, you know, the weight of that decision of what his mother was showing him. I think there was the excitement. I feel like it's kind of, you know, it's everything you mentioned. I think there was the excitement and the appreciation to be bonding with his mother, but it was also an acceptance thing for him, because again, you know, this is something he's seen his entire life, and everybody around him moves in this manner, in this subworld. So for him to be kind of, you know, brought into that is almost like a rite of passage to him. He's excited to be part of the family business. He's part of the family, but to be fully enveloped in is what kind of brings that smile to my face. He's patterning what he's seeing around him, and that's what brings the joy.
Now, we've seen you bond with Uncle Lulu, Uncle Marvin, and we see that you're kind of keeping things from Raquel and growing closer with them in a relationship of just the kind of like the brotherhood you had said. With that said, what lessons do you feel that you've learned from Marvin and Lulu that could play a role in the finale?
Man, I mean, you know, this constant, you know, I'll go back and say, I'll start with Marvin. Just even in how they decided to fund the fan with, again, just taking little tips and tricks and adding that to his tool bag to be able to use. You know, he essentially set up his first quarter, basically, with that. So it was now it's learning how you collect your money, how you wash it and all this other stuff. That's what he took from Marvin. He learned like the real nitty gritty stuff from Marvin. You watch him kind of learn how to handle business, like the actual business side of stuff from Lulu, and even from Jukebox, how she teaches him how to sell to other demographics and stuff like that. There's a piece from every character that Kanan is taking.
So for also with the finale, will there be any moments of regret of him choosing the path that he chose to be on instead of going to Cyberson?
I think there's still there's still a shock factor that's happening in this last episode. And you're going to see him trying to work through his process, and he'll have his right hand there to like really, try to help me figure that out and really understand what's going on. But again, going back to the show just being, actions and reactions and reaping what you sow, now you're going to really see him unpacking his new role, his new spot he's in, and what that means for the rest of his life cycle.
What advice would you, Mekai, give Kanan for the finale?
Listen to your damn mother, but not at the same time, because she definitely just sent you to kill your father. You didn't realize it. This is blind loyalty that Kanan has, which could be a problem at times, but I mean, it's real. It is what it is, and that, I think that just speaks to the dynamic that is Raquel and Kanan. Is going back to how Kanan is Raquel. You'll see how that bites her later. Eventually, essentially, you see how that bit her in the ass this season really is. Just having him be around. That might be the reason why she wanted to send him away, so because he is so, inquisitive and easily picks up on stuff. He easily picked up on everything his mother does, and easily picked up on everything his uncles do. And he's basically turned himself into what his mother didn't want, which is just fun to watch.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to me. I love this season. I love you as an actor. Congratulations.
I'm glad you love the season. I'm glad you love the performance.
Yes, indeed.